you're not going to regret it when you get those photos back and you see that beautiful beach backdrop. Like, you're not
Or
going to
wherever
regret it.
you are at that matter. You've got
Yeah,
mountain wedding,
wherever you are. If
wherever.
you want to
Right.
get married in the mountains, like, if that's what you want, you're not going to regret that decision. But if you let naysayers get into your head and you do something just to appease them, that is something that you might regret in the long run. So,
Yay!
yeah.
It's Bride Friend 101 right there. That's Hey, Desties and Bride Friends. So you are here, and obviously you want to know how Desti Tressa got married in Cancun, Mexico, and this is part 2 of my full interview with her. So if you have not seen part 1 yet, I highly recommend that you pause this, and the link to that video is in the description below, and then I will also add it to a card that will pop up on the screen right here. And if you are ready for part 2, then here it is for you. And thank you so very much for watching. I will check in with you guys at the end. Bye. So you mentioned people paying, or like if someone's not paying. So as far as with your wedding, did you guys pay for it, or how did that work? Since you did have a 2-year engagement, so what did you guys
We
do?
did. And of course, we didn't start, we should have started saving as soon as we got engaged, but of course, we did not.
Uh-huh.
But it was kind of hard because we had a baby a month later.
Right.
So it's like all of our money started going to her.
What's her name?
Jordan.
Jordan. Okay.
Yeah. And in the midst of all this, my husband was diagnosed with cancer.
Okay.
So he was off work for a while on medical leave after he had like a few surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, after they removed the tumor, he was found cancer free. Thank God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And yeah, he went back to work, and then we were trying to adjust after that. And it was just a lot. But thankfully, my parents helped us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I originally gave them a budget of 5,000 because
Mm-hmm.
that was just for the wedding, because we paid for our stay.
Okay.
So we took care of all that. So I gave them a budget of $5,000 just for the wedding, like decor, DJ, which we didn't get a DJ. We just had the like audio hookup, and I made a playlist.
I was wondering about yeah, really?
I just made a playlist, and it worked. So the best man is his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been the life of the party. Ever since I met him, he's always been that way. So he kind of like stepped up to be the MC of the wedding. Yeah, he took my iPod that I had the playlist on, and he just had the microphone, and he just did his thing, and it worked out perfectly. So I'm glad I didn't waste my money on a DJ, because
Go ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, wait, I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about?
We're talking about money, so you were saying that the 5,000.
Yeah, so, but in the end, I did have to ask them for more money, but it was just for extras that I wanted. Like the gifts that I wanted to get for like the bridesmaids and stuff like that. Or my mom, she was helping me with the decor, and she's like, oh, I don't like that. So just add that back and I'll pay for it.
Okay.
And we got the horse and carriage, which I was not
Yes,
going to.
I was going to ask about that too.
Yeah, I was not going to do that. But once my mom saw it, she's like, how much is it? Like, you need to do that. And I'm like, well, girl, if I knew you were going to give me all the money, I would have told them I would do it.
We could have been did that.
So luckily, I was able to add that stuff on last minute. And we took out a loan, which it wasn't a big one. We took out a $3,000 loan to pay for like stuff here and there, like the gifts for all the guests and stuff like that. What else did I pay for? I paid for my hair, getting my hair done, like just little stuff like that, like stuff that added up in the long run. Like, oh, this is more money than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
But since it was such a small loan, I knew we were going to be able to pay it off almost immediately, which we did. So that's already paid off, thank God. So yeah, that's how we did it, and it worked out.
Okay, so all in all, do you have like a roundabout how much was your wedding?
So, including our stay,
Including your stay. And you
including
guys
our,
stayed for a week?
yes, we were there for a week. Um, so it, okay, so including my dress as well, because my parents ended up paying for that too.
Mm-hmm.
I would say anywhere from, I want to say like 12,000.
Okay.
Because I wanted 10,000 to be the total budget. Like my parents were gonna put in five, we were gonna
We're gonna
put in
put in
five.
five, right?
So when it was all said and done, it was closer to 12,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And that's for 36 people, including
Hmm.
you guys, or
Including us.
including? That's what's up. I love
Yeah.
that. And you had a horse and carriage, so you can
Yeah.
do this. This is this.
You
This is
can.
why. This is one of those things where it's like, I don't know, when the Shade Room ended up coming out with like the whole Black Destination thing. Like, did you see that with the different rides? People were
Yeah.
commenting, and one of the comments like really just touched me a little bit. But the person was just like, "This is you just. I'm just not rich, and I'll never be able to do this, so I'm not even gonna vote or something." It was just like, that's why this exists. Like, that's why I want people to know that there's so many different types. But it's just like saying you can never have a wedding in general. You can get married. You
Hmm.
just get married how you're going to get married. You make it work. You
Right.
figure it out. If you're going to have a 2-year engagement, have a 2-year engagement. If you're going to 5-year, whatever it takes or whatever. So I think that that's
Yeah.
really important to, let people know you can do this. You figure it out.
Yeah. You definitely can. And I did not, our resort was kind of on the more expensive end.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, that definitely took a chunk out of our budget, like our stay.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't even do like a lot of decor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like when you have a destination wedding, the destination itself is beautiful.
Yes.
So you're still going to get beautiful pictures if you don't have all this draping and
Right.
stuff. Like, you're still going to get beautiful pictures. It's still going to be a beautiful wedding, without all the extras, because your destination itself is gorgeous. So I kind of went with that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it did rain the day of our wedding.
Really?
Yes.
So you said you got married in the chapel. Was that?
Yes, because it was
That's
supposed
plan B?
to be on the beach.
Okay.
The wedding was supposed to be on the beach, but and like we got there on Thursday and it rained Thursday and Friday, but it only rained like for a couple minutes here and there.
Right. That tropical.
Day of the wedding, it rained all morning, like non-stop rain, and I was just like,
Really?
like I was kind of disappointed, but the day before when we did our rehearsal, she showed me where the wedding would be if it rained, and it was a gorgeous chapel. It was glass all around it. It was right off the beach. So you could still see the beach in the background of our pictures because the
because
chapel
it was right
like
there.
glass. It was glass all the way around. So the pictures still turned out beautiful. I don't know if there was a wedding in there before ours that day, but there were already decorations in the chapel. Like, I've seen pictures of the chapel bare, but when we got married, there were tulips in there, and there was drapery on the ceiling, and it's like I didn't pay for any of that.
But
So,
okay.
yeah, I'm like, okay, like it was really pretty in there and so bright. So even though the sun wasn't out, like it was still gorgeous. For the reception, I kind of wish I had more decor because that was also supposed to be on the beach. But because it was moved inside, like at first they offered me a ballroom. And I was like, I don't have nearly as much decor for a ballroom.
Right, and people, it's just, we're a small group, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, if I wanted to have a reception in a ballroom, I would have got married at home. So they offered me because the day before she showed us what was it called? It wasn't a terrace. So they had like the chapel that was enclosed in glass, and it was a gazebo.
Uh-huh.
They had in glass. She showed us the gazebo, which looked just like the chapel. It just didn't have pews.
Okay.
So I told her, I'm like, when they called a few hours before, they're like, well, it's still raining. What do you want to do? Do you want to chance it or move it inside? I'm like, we can move it inside. And she was like, okay, well, we can do the wedding in the gazebo, and then you'll do the reception in a ballroom. And that's when I told her, I'm like, I don't want that.
Right.
So that's when they offered me the chapel to get married in, and then we did the reception in the gazebo. Yeah, so it was still like the glass enclosed area, but we only went with like a bunch of candles. I knew I wanted a bunch of candles in the decor. So we had those as like the centerpieces, and then we had our sweetheart table, but I kind of wish there was more decor, like just a little bit,
Hmm.
maybe flowers or something. Yeah, because it was no longer on the beach, so I kind of wanted the room to look.
More done because the beach
Yeah,
is the backdrop.
exactly.
So
And
did
I kind of didn't have that backdrop anymore, so I do wish I had a little bit more decor since it was moved inside.
yeah, it sounds
But
like you had a great plan B though. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it still worked out. The pictures came out beautiful, and I'm like still obsessing over them every day. So yeah.
Did you bring any decor with you?
We brought flowers for the bridesmaids. Me and my mom ended up, I did a lot of research on Pinterest
Hmm.
and also in the Facebook groups that I was a part of. A lot of people suggested fake flowers.
Hmm.
And I knew like way before I even knew my husband, like, I don't want fake flowers in my wedding. Like, fake flowers are so ugly and they look so cheap. But apparently, fake flowers have come a
Come
long
a
way.
long way. Right. You're like, these are fake?
Yeah, yeah, like they have like the real touch flowers and stuff like that. So me and my mom just spent a Saturday and we made the bouquets for the bridesmaids. And I used the complimentary bouquet that came with our wedding package.
Okay.
Yeah, so we saved a lot of money that going that route because we caught a sale at Hobby Lobby and all the flowers were like 50% off. And I watched a video that I found on YouTube on how to make the bouquet and how to put the ribbon on the bottom. And yeah, they
Right. And
turned
you
out.
just pack them in the suitcases and
Yep.
then
Packed them in a suitcase. I lined the bottom of the suitcase with a pillow. And then I put the flowers in and I put another pillow on top. And that's how that worked
did
out.
you have to fluff them when
Yeah.
they came back
When
out?
we just fluffed them a little bit and realigned because they were like white on the outside, white hydrangea on the outside, and then we used it was like a combination of purple flowers on the inside. So we kind of just had to move them around a little bit, make sure the purple was in the middle, and yeah, it was fine. Everything worked out.
Yeah, you've got to share photos. We got to throw those in the show
Yeah,
notes so we can get all that
I
good
will.
stuff there.
I
When
will.
you were looking for your dress, did you just look for the dress, whatever it is which you wanted to wear, or did you decide to like go, I'm having a destination wedding, so it needs to fit into this destination theme?
I did have a thought of how I wanted it to look because I did want it to be a beach friendly dress.
Hmm.
I didn't want to be in a huge ball gown on the beach. I knew I didn't want that. So I wanted something that was light and airy and that would catch the wind in our photos, and it did. So that was perfect. And I was kind of scared to shop for a dress because I am plus size and I know not a lot of bridal boutiques offer a wide range of plus size dresses.
Right.
So I did my Googles and actually found out that there was a whole plus size bridal boutique right outside of my hometown,
Okay.
which I never even knew existed. And yeah, it was like it's literally 15 minutes from my house.
Wow.
I know it existed. So we didn't even have to travel far. Me and my mom went and I took my cousin and both of my maid of honors, and we found the dress on the first day. Yeah, so
Did you
that worked.
cry?
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't cry. I thought I was going to, but I did not. Yeah, I don't think I cried. I don't think anybody else cried either.
Like, this is it. Okay.
Uh, yeah. There were two that I narrowed it down to, but one that I really liked, and I think everybody wanted me to choose that one too, I decided against because it's a very common wedding style. It
Everybody
was,
has that.
yes, it was the strapless A line and the belt was in the middle. And I've just seen a lot of brides get married in that style. And I'm just like, I wanted something different. And
Yeah.
my dress was exactly that. I had never seen anything like that before. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the other one. So yeah, it worked out. And I literally saw a bride get married in that dress style that they wanted me to get like a week later.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm glad I didn't pick that one because
Yeah. I'm
I
still looking for mine. I don't know if my dress came out. I found it, and it came out the year that I got it. So it's one of those things where I was watching Sansa's dress like I was crazy the whole time. You know, I'm watching everything, and eventually, like I'm sitting there watching it with my husband. Don't you just like saying husband?
Yes, I
Isn't
love
it
it.
great? Isn't it awesome?
Yes.
But we were watching it. We would watch it all the time, and he's like, "I don't like that. I do like that. I don't like that." He's like, "Are you ever worried that you're going to see your dress?" I was like, "I never thought about it." But then as soon as I was like, "Yes, I am actually worried that I'm going to see my dress," and I still haven't seen it. So maybe it just wasn't popular. I don't know, but I ain't seen nobody in it.
Yeah, I
So
have not seen anybody in my dress either. And I don't even think the boutique that I got it from, I don't even think they have it anymore.
yeah,
So there's a chance I may never see anybody in
right.
it. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be unique, and that's what it was. And yeah, I still love it.
Good. Have you? Where is
I
it
haven't
now?
unpacked it, but I still love it.
You said you
It
haven't.
is in the closet. No.
Well, you're doing
I
better
took
than
it out of
me.
the suitcase. Yeah, it made it out of the suitcase, but when it was in the suitcase, it was in the garment bag.
Mm-hmm.
So it literally just made it out of the suitcase into the closet. And I
Okay.
haven't looked at it. I really want to get it cleaned and
Yeah.
preserved, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I need to get mine cleaned. It has the sand and everything in it. I did the video with that, but
Yep.
I will say that I want to get back into it because I already can't fit it. I can't like not
Yeah.
at. It's like who I can't believe that I fit into it. Type of I can't fit it. Like it's bad. It's really really bad. But whatever. So yeah, we do need to get it clean, and you need to get yours. Pull yours out too. Don't be
One.
like me and wait
That's
6 months, okay?
the New Year's resolution.
No, we're not gonna wait till the new year. No, not even wait until the new year. You're gonna pull it out before then, just because. That's what
Okay.
you're gonna say for Christmas. Do it for Christmas, just cause.
Okay.
So, how was it traveling with Jordan?
It wasn't terrible. So earlier in the year, she went on her first plane ride. We ended up going to Disney World in February,
Oh. While planning a
which
wedding, you took a trip to Disney.
see, this was not my plan.
Wait.
My family ended up, one of my cousins had like a cheer or dance competition.
Probably cheer. No one
Yeah,
or
down in Florida.
yeah.
And my family just decided to make it a family trip. And of course, my dad, he's like grandparent of the year. He's like, they're gonna go to Disney World while they're down there. Do you guys want to go? And I'm just like, well, Dad, I don't really have the money. Like, we're
Kind
planning
of
a
getting
whole thing here.
married. Yeah.
We don't have money to go to Disney World. And he's like, okay, well, if I pay for you, can you guys go? And I'm like, we absolutely can.
Why
So,
didn't you say that before?
right. Yeah, so we got to actually see how she would act on a plane in February. And yeah, she didn't do bad. Like she slept the whole way there.
Because she's 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's two.
Now. So,
In February she hadn't even turned two yet.
right.
She was
Yeah.
like going on 1.5. So she did good. So we figured she would do the same in Mexico. And with Mexico, we had a layover. So she had time to stretch her legs in between the two flights or whatever. So the first flight, she was kind of antsy because she had just woken up. So we knew she wasn't going to sleep for the first leg of the trip.
Right.
So I bought her an iPod and we downloaded stuff on it and we bought her headphones and she kind of watched movies but kind of got antsy like right before we landed. But on the second flight, she slept the whole way.
The whole way. That's good.
Yeah, and she flew back with my parents. So I don't know how she did, but we didn't have
Well,
to
I don't
deal with
even care.
it. Like it's whatever. We didn't even ask. Yeah, so it wasn't bad.
Any tips that you could offer to any moms that are going to be traveling with their babies?
Yes.
Really quick, Tressa just mentioned that she touched on it for a quick moment, but I really wanted to take a second to just let you guys know about the awesome wedding app and website that I use for my Desti wedding, and it's called Appy Couple. So Appy Couple is a modern and interactive website and app that practically builds itself. And let's be honest, destination weddings require way more information than any other type of wedding. And I believe that Appy Couple is the perfect choice for you. Appy Couple lets you organize all aspects of your wedding, from the individual event details and RSVPs to registries and every last detail that your guests will need. Travel, accommodations, passports, maps, weather, everything. Guests can take polls, get automatic reminders to RSVP. They can even do things like call an Uber and upload pictures and messages directly through your website and app. It's super easy to set up, and with over 500 stylish designs, your app and your website will always be beautiful and in sync. And you can change those designs with the click of a button. It's really easy. And you get all of this and more for only $49. It's a flat rate, no monthly charges. Boom, boom, pow. That's it. And let me be honest, it's fun telling people that your wedding has an app. Have you seen my wedding app? Oh, you have questions about my wedding? Check out my app. So I not only used Appy Couple for my own Desti wedding, but they actually are now a Desti partner, which means that should you decide to take my recommendation and give Appy Couple a shot, I will receive a fee at no additional cost to you, and you'll be letting them know that you heard about them through Desti. And it's a win-win. So you can find my link. You can hear more about it. You can see my pros and cons. I'm actually working on a really cute little tutorial to get you a little tour. But you can find all of that at desti.land/Appy Couple. That link is below. But yes, wait, not right now. Finish this interview and then you can head on to DESTILAND. Back to Tressa.
Yes. Remember to take a stroller.
Ooh.
My friends, my godson's parents, they did not bring a stroller. And even though a 2-year-old is more than capable of walking, our resort was huge.
Yeah.
And it's like when they fall asleep at the pool or wherever you are, it's like you have to carry them all the way back to your room. Like, it was a hike. So we took like a little cheap travel stroller, and
one of the little umbrella type looking ones. I guess that's not the right.
Yeah, kind of like, it was an umbrella stroller, but it was like not the cheap
not
one.
Like the baby doll one that I'm thinking of.
Not the little baby doll looking ones. It was like maybe like $100 stroller. Like, yeah, it was my mom's stroller. She had it anyway because that's the stroller she uses when she has her.
Okay.
Which is like, it's much less bulky and lightweight than mine, so we just took that one and it worked out. We used it in the airport, we used it at the resort. It worked out perfectly fine. So yeah, take a stroller, take snacks, anything that you think will keep your kid occupied on the flight, take it all.
So would you recommend, like, did you guys check bags, or you had to check bags if you came with them?
We did. We checked 4 bags, I think.
Okay. So did you pack your snacks? You didn't try to carry on her snacks, right? You packed them?
Yeah, we did. We carried them on. They were like, it was like just little goldfish.
Okay.
Yeah, they let you take like little snacks for kids like that. And we had her cup, but we didn't put anything in it until we got through TSA. And we bought like a bottle of water and just poured water in it once we got through.
Okay.
Yeah, so they let us through with it in our carry-on.
Okay, so you said you packed with pillows, which was a really great tip that I love. Instead of paying for anything, just pack with pillows. Mm-hmm. Were there any other little things that you learned or that you did that would be helpful for us?
No, I think the pillows really worked out for us. We did have like leftover bubble wrap from stuff that we ordered to take the wedding. Like, we did, instead of doing welcome bags, we did welcome cups.
Oh, and like you put stuff into the cups.
Yep, we stuffed everything into the tumbler cups, and we ordered stickers, which I can find the Etsy vendor for the stickers. We ordered the stickers, put them on the cups, and stuffed everything in the cups, and then we packed the cups in the suitcase with pillows and the additional like bubble wrap that they came in.
So did you pre-do the cups? Like you made them ahead of time and then packed them? See, that's smart. Well, we had the boxes. So in order to get the boxes there, they had to be flat. Yeah. So what we should have done, so we ended up doing like this whole assembly line where we spread everything out. And then my dad and my stepmom came, and we kind of had like an assembly line where you're packing this, you're doing that. But thinking about you right now, what I wish we would have done is pre-packed it into like little Ziploc bags ahead of time.
Yeah.
To where we could have just packed them up nicely.
Yeah.
Because you already had them done. You just opened them. How did you get them to your guests?
We had like a welcome happy hour the day we got there at the lobby bar. And we just met everybody there and passed out. Like, we put the cups in like these little white paper bags with a handle that my aunt had left over from my bridal shower.
Oh, okay.
Yep, and we packed them in there, and I numbered them for, and then I had a piece of paper telling which number belonged to which couple. So
it's like table number, kind of like, you know which one is yours.
Yep, so I just passed them out at the welcome event, and I think I only had 2 left because there were 2 couples that came in the following day, the day before the wedding. So I just left theirs in our room, and I passed them out when I saw them the following day.
Okay, so you got your full wedding weekend. That you wanted. So Thursday, because was your wedding on Saturday or Sunday?
Yep, it was on Saturday.
It was on Saturday. So Thursday you had your welcome. Friday we had our rehearsal dinner, and we just went to a restaurant in the resort. It had like a Brazilian steakhouse, so we just went to that restaurant. Now, we called the restaurant the day before and we asked, like, do you do reservations? And they were like, oh no. And I'm like, okay, well, can you easily seat 30 people? Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, no problem. And of course, the next day when we got there, they were trying to give us pushback on it, but my aunt was like, it's okay, I got this. And we were able to get like 2 long tables right next to each other, so that worked out. And
because Moon Palace is all inclusive, right?
Yep.
So that's a good idea. You just have it there, and then everybody comes and enjoy yourselves, and then go about your merry way.
Yep, that's exactly what we did. And then Saturday was the wedding. Now, Thursday, the day we got there, I was supposed to have my bachelorette party, but it did not happen.
No.
One of my maid of honors, she planned it. And she kind of gave me a hint, like, of what we were doing, and it sounded like a lot of fun. But when we got to the resort, she was already wasted. So we actually ended up at dinner with everybody after the happy hour. It kind of just happened. Like, everybody was still hanging at the bar, so we just went to the closest restaurant that was right off the lobby. And we're like, oh, let's all go get some
Move the party over here, right?
Yeah. So we like kind of tipped some of the servers, like, oh, can we have that private room right there? And they gave it to us. And it was a nice dinner. We had a nice dinner with everybody. And she's like, okay, well, what time do you want to get ready for the bachelorette party? And I'm like, okay, well, it's 8:30 right now. I'll say, let's leave at 10. Let's meet in the lobby at 10 o'clock.
That's a good time.
So she goes back to her room to get ready. I get back to my room, change clothes and get ready. And then I call her, or try to call her, like, you know, what's going on? She doesn't answer the phone. And my other best friend who was rooming with her, she tried to go wake her up. She said she could not get her up. Like, she just passed out drunk, like sleep. Yeah. So
you couldn't leave her?
The thing is, I didn't know
she was planning everything.
Go. Yeah, like, I didn't know where we were supposed to go. And at that point, it's just like, do I really want to do it? Because if I look back at pictures of this bachelorette party and my 2 best friends were not there, like, I would have been even more upset.
Yeah.
So me and a couple of the other bridesmaids, we just went to the club that was on the resort.
Right.
So we still had a good time. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, so I was kind of upset about that. But things happened.
They do. So you sound like you have, like, you are able to kind of bounce back kind of nicely. I don't know if you are really great with stress or what, but I struggle with this, and I'm not sure if anyone else does. But between that, like, I would have completely lost my shit, or just the idea of it raining, all types of things are going on. You got to plan your plan Bs, and then your hair is going this way, and then, the makeup is running late. And how were you? And you absolutely enjoyed it. Every time you tell me something that's happened, you also go, oh, but it was what it was. How are you able to do that?
Because time has passed. Like, now I'm at a point where it's just like, okay, things happened. We still got it is what it is.
Okay.
But in the moment, I was like,
okay,
so upset. Like, I cried.
Okay.
Night before the wedding, because I was supposed to sleep in a room with my 2 best friends, ended up in the room with my husband, and I was upset about that, like crying crocodile tears. But he's really good at calming me down when I get overwhelmed and like stressed out. So that definitely helped. But yeah, in the moment, I was like really upset. And then especially the day after, on Friday, I was so upset about the bachelorette party not happening. And then they were late to the rehearsal.
You like, oh, so y'all just playing games now. Y'all just fucking with me for real. Like, this is just...
I hate being late when when I'm on somebody else's time. Yeah. Like, the wedding coordinator took us to the rehearsal location, and she was showing everybody what to do. And I'm just like sweating, like having an anxiety attack because I'm like, they're not here. They're not going to know what to do, where to go. And and I was still upset about the night before. So it was just...
Was that a case of kind of like they were in vacation mode and weren't taking it necessarily as a little bit?
Yeah, I think they were kind of already in vacation mode, and it's like, no, I kind of want you to be in vacation mode after the wedding. Like, once we accomplish what we came here for, then you vacation mode. Which, I mean, it's understandable how that can get lost, like what you really came here for, because it's like, you're on a beach at an all-inclusive resort. Like, how can you really expect people to stay sober and be goal-oriented? But I mean,
I feel like everybody, like y'all bride friends that are listening, before your wedding, give everybody a disclaimer and go, hey, I know the temptation is gonna be there. I know you're gonna really, really want to get completely fucked up out of your mind, but I really need you to not do that completely. Like, don't do it to us
until after the wedding.
Don't do it to us. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to me. Like, just because it's real. It is a real thing. And some people, I've been, when you go on resorts, you see people get married. I've seen like brides and grooms get completely sloshed before their wedding, and I'm thinking like, damn, they're going to be a mess tomorrow. But when it comes to, the whole point with like bride friends is, don't forget to be a friend. Like, you can't forget to actually be a friend, and you just can't do that kind of stuff. But they did forget, and they don't know. And I think but here's the thing, I will say, even some people, even if you give them the disclaimer and you express your apprehensions, it still might not matter. But at least you did your part.
Yeah, and it's like I didn't give the disclaimer, and it's like I should have. Yeah. It's like,
but here's the thing, even if you gave that disclaimer, here's the thing, giving the disclaimer is more for you to go, now you don't have to go, I wish I would have given the disclaimer. Right. Will they have listened to it? Heaven knows. But at least you did your part with it. So I'm gonna give out a PSA. Hey, you're going to a destination wedding. It's still a wedding, okay? Yeah. She's still getting married, okay? Like, gotta get her down. Yeah, like one of my really great friends, she ended up, she got me all the way, she got me married. And as soon as the cocktail hour hit, it was like, boom. And I'm like, I need my bustle. We was like, I need my bustle. And she was like,
I remember reading about that in your blog. And I was just like, oh my God.
Oh, no, not that one. That's a whole other thing.
Oh.
There was, no, that was, that's, oh my God. That's a whole other thing. No, it was just one. She just decided to let loose a little bit. So for her, it was just like, she was responsible. Well, she was the only one who knew how to do my bustle. So she was just kind of like, yo, I'm kind of feeling myself right now, so we gonna figure this out. So she like sat in the sand and was doing it. It was funny. No, the other like completely passing out and just, that's a whole other thing. Like, that's
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, I'm not even gonna go there. But yeah, things happen. I feel like I completely appreciate you, and I know that you've listened to this podcast, so you are ridiculously delivering. I appreciate that. Is there
No
any?
problem.
Yes, thank you. Is there anything that you want to say specifically to Black destination brides who are concerned and worried, or
Um,
just
I would
doing
say
it?
that
Yeah.
you can do it. Like if you budget, if you put your mind to it and you set out your budget and you start saving your money, like you can make this happen. Like it's definitely possible. No matter what your budget is, you can make a destination wedding happen. Like there are travel agents that will help you and they do payment plans and payment arrangements, and it's just like you will always find a way to pay for the things that you want.
Right.
And the way I looked at it is like we get a tax refund every year. I know some people don't, but we do. So I knew I'm like we have 2 years. So if nothing else, if we don't save any other money, we have two whole tax refunds that we can put toward this wedding. And that's exactly what we did. We didn't buy anything extra with that money. We put it all toward the wedding. And that's kind of how we made it happen in the midst of having a baby in the middle of everything. And with him being
And the
on,
medical scares. Yeah, you guys.
like, so it's like he wasn't making as much money while he was on medical leave. And I was on medical leave right after I had her. So
Right.
I was making my complete salary at that time. So that's how we came up with a plan. Like, we're going to make it work even after all this that's being thrown at us. Like, this is how we're going to make it work. And that's how it worked out for us. So you just got to find a way. If you're good at saving money, then open up a separate savings account that you won't touch. Like, if it needs to be an online account where it's like it's a hassle to get money out of it, do it that way.
Right. That's what. Yeah, I call it my secluded savings account. Like it's completely hard to get to. It's completely difficult. Off the grid. You can't touch it at all.
Yeah. So you have to know what works for you. If you're good at saving money, do it that way. If you're not good at saving money,
Get
but
good
you
at
know
it.
get a tax refund or you know you're going to get a bonus at the end of the year from your job, like plan to use that money for that. And it's like if you put your mind to it, you can get it done for sure. Don't be scared. There's plenty of people who have done this before you. So there's plenty of resources like Omi, who was a big help for me, even though I kind of found your blog late in the game. It's like if you just do your Googles, there are resources. So yeah, you just gotta make it work if this is what you really, really want. You only get one wedding,
Right.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
So
Right. You only get one first wedding.
yeah, you only get one first wedding. So yeah, you will do what you need to do to make it happen. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna save money by having a destination wedding versus having it at home. So
You
yeah,
you can save money. Yeah.
yeah. Some people just have a destination wedding and go all out and still spend $50,000. I've seen it. So it's like you
Yeah.
can still blow your budget on a destination
You
wedding.
can.
But
Yes, you can. You
yeah,
can still
if
if you're going to
you
jump out the window, you can jump out the window anywhere. There's
yeah.
plenty of windows to jump out of around the world, so.
Yes, you definitely can. But there is also a lot of money that you can save by going the destination route if you do it right. So,
Yeah. Now
yeah.
you can't invite 100 people or you can't have 250 people. You can't have the same guest number and think that it's going to
No,
be cheaper. That doesn't make any sense. But yes, I'm a zillion % on board with you.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yay.
thank you. This is so great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Like you said, you have a podcast that people need to know about as well. So let's get that shameless plug popping and tell people about this reality show.
So I am obsessed with reality TV. I have been that way for a while. I think maybe really since college. I don't know. I just love reality TV. I watch it all from Housewives to Love and Hip Hop to The Real World. Like I watch almost
Does that
everything.
still come
And
on?
The Real World,
Yeah.
it does, but they don't have like seasons back to back. Like
Okay.
it may be like a few years that go by before they have a new season.
Okay.
But yeah, and I can talk to anybody about reality TV. Like it could be a stranger at work. And if I hear somebody in the kitchen talking about reality TV, I'm going to insert myself into the conversation. So I'm like, okay, well, I can do that. And my husband, he had a podcast before I did. His podcast is NWP, and they're on iTunes, SoundCloud, the whole nine.
Okay.
So, and he also started a podcast network because people started to come to him like, well, how do you start a podcast? Can you help me? So he started Audio Wave Network here in Detroit, Michigan.
Okay,
And
go ahead,
a
Jonathan.
studio space to the people that wanted to record podcasts. So of course, when I thought about it, I went to him. I'm like, do you think I could do a podcast? And he was like, yeah. What would you talk about? And he knows all I do is watch TV. So, so he's like, yeah, that would be right up your alley. So yeah, I started the reality show with two best friends and my closest friend from college. And yeah, we're on iTunes, SoundCloud. Yeah, all social media. You can search us. Reality is spelled REALITEA.
TEA.
Yeah, so yeah, just search us, the reality show, and follow us. And all we do is get on the mic and we talk shit
Yes,
about.
yes, that's it. I love it. Like seriously, I feel like you like how you found me late and then you've been like going back. That's exactly what's about to start happening because I started. You guys are hilarious, and I love that it's girl talk. Y'all talk about whatever's been going on with y'all, and then you guys are just crazy with your impressions of people and everything that's going on. So I had to stop watching once because the one thing is you will spoiler alert yourself because you guys are so on point with the episode. So you got to watch the episode and then go and see what you guys are talking about. So I love that. Like y'all are hilarious.
Thank you.
So I
Yeah.
will definitely add links to everything in the show notes for sure so people can find you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Oh, what made you decide to be a guest on the show and accept my invitation?
Well, I love the podcast, for one. I love hearing people's stories about how they plan their wedding and what they went through planning. And I could obviously relate to a lot of it. So, yeah, I was honored when you reached out to me and asked me to be a guest because I'm like, oh, somebody wants to hear my story, what I went through. So, yeah. And I mean, I have a podcast of my own, so it wasn't like out of the ordinary for me to be on a podcast and like hear my own voice being played back. So
That's
yeah,
something to get used to, for real, for real.
yeah, it definitely is. So yeah, I'm honored when you asked. Like, wow, of course, yeah. And I definitely wanted to help you in any way, get your brands out there because I love what you're doing and I support you 100%. Even though I'm already married, like I'm still obsessed with weddings. So yeah, I'm still listening to the new episodes that come out. Like, yeah, I'm not necessarily anything I can use at this point, but yeah, I still love weddings. So yeah, I think it's definitely dope what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's it. Thank you for hanging with me here on Desti TV. If you ever have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below. And again, all photos and details are waiting for you in DESTILAND. So that link is in the comments below. And if you're new here, welcome to DESTILAND. I am so glad that you found me. I'm so glad that you watched this video because this is the end of it, which means that you've watched the whole thing. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want some more, because we're doing this every single week, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And please, 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 please introduce yourself. At the bottom in the comments, give me that hashtag I'm a Desti and let me know when you're getting married and where you're getting married. As I gather the information, I reach out to my Desti pros and find some Desti brides to help you plan your destination wedding. So, season 2 is in full effect. I'm super excited. I can't wait to show you guys what I have in store for you. It's all types of great stuff between the shop and then professionals and pros and guides and all that great stuff. So yes, yes, yes. It's going to be fun. So yes, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever, wherever you are while you're watching this right now. Whatever's next, I hope that you enjoy it. And until next time, I'm wishing you all the best week of your life and reminding you to have the time of your life while planning the best days of your life. Bye, guys.